Polynikes here with another battle report. It's been a while since I did one. I've been moving and such, but we're ready to go again. And I'm fighting allergies, so if my voice sounds stuffy, that's why. Okay, so moving on, we're going to be playing Biotechvore today versus our local military orders player. Biotechvore, neat mission. I always have fun playing it, even though when I think about it, it sounds terrible. But I do enjoy the mission. The new emphasis on classified decks is important, right? We have three, let me get my pointer here with my pen. We have 3 classifieds, each one's worth 1, and there's additional 1 you see up here for accomplishing more classifieds. So you can get 4 of your 10 just out of the classifieds in this one. And then of course, kill more army points and have more surviving. We're doing mid-tier, normal 300 points. Okay. This is my opponent's list. We did not agree to play limited insertion, but as you can see, this is limited insertion, and I know that this player often plays a 10 order list no matter what, so I also brought a 10 order list. But it is not limited insertion, which will come up when we talk about command tokens. So, you take a look at his list here, a lot of double action close combat, like everything is double action, except for like the bots and the hacker there. I like the Teuton NCO, right, that's great. Magisters are all good. These are all great for Biotechvore because they can move up in their links. They can survive a hit from the biotech if they have to. Yeah, it seems pretty good to me. Okay, here's my list. I've been thinking a lot about Biotechvore since it's going to be in some local events in the near future. And I really like the Sepsitor for this. Assuming you're not playing against Ariadne, or maybe Hakaslam, but I love the Sepsitor because you're going to be infighting close like the whole time. You're going to be in there, and the Sepsitor is just going to be amazing. At least that's the theory. I've been taking a lot of Libertos, so I'm taking one. I didn't really think through the forward deployment in this one. With the 8 inches extra deployment of forward deployment, you cannot deploy out of the biotech zone, which is kind of what I was hoping for with an infiltrator here, if you pass the roll, which is of course not guaranteed at all. So I probably won't take a Liberto again in Biotechvore, but I did this time, and you'll see how he does. Medtech, usually I prefer the Kurgat, as many of you may know, but with all the classifieds in this, I took the Medtech. Got the Suryats here. Because I'm playing vanilla and have no linked teams, I'm going to be really starved to get guys out of the Biotechvore. So if I go second, which I almost have to do because of the command tokens to limit me from, excuse me, my opponent can spend a command token to limit me to using 1 command token. So that means I can only do 1 coordinated order, which means a lot of guys are going to die in the Biotechvore. So I prefer to go second. So going second, I can use my E-drone to set up Team Pro and run a duo of these 2 Suryats. And they've got attack awareness there for yet an additional order. So I think that's going to be great. There's the E-drone to enable that, Q-drone, and then R-drone, Dadarate, and the Osnat stalker unit with the Sig Preta. Again, it's a unit that trades up wonderfully. It's fast, it's impetuous. I think it's going to be great here. We will see how she does. All right, 3 classifieds. Here are mine. I'll move out of the way briefly. In Extremis, HVT, and Test Run. You'll note that we're using the red deck, so these are going to be even harder to accomplish. Right, Test Run, you got to fix 2 bots, right? 2 allied troopers. It's a little unclear if you can do the same guy twice. It says 2 allied, it doesn't say, right? We generally say you can, but it's a little unclear there. HVT and the In Extremis Recovery. Whip -3, kind of like coup de grace, but not. Okay. Here's the board. This is the side that I end up not setting up on. I'll give you a good look at it over here. And then we'll flip to the other side. This is the side that I do end up setting up on, which you'll see in a moment. You see the vantage point over here? Yeah, up here. That's kind of the only vantage point on the board. And I won the role, the lieutenant role, and I chose to go first. Excuse me, I chose to go second. I know that's rough, because I'm going to probably be forced to deploy first and go second. But as I was explaining about the command tokens, I really want to be able to get out of my biotech zone. So indeed, that's exactly what happened. My opponent chose deployment, put me on this side, and had me deploy first. So starting on my far left flank, there's the Osnat and her Preta. The edge of the board, by the way, is right here. It's the edge of this sidewalk like that. The far edge from the Preta there. Okay. And then we've got the Doc Worm next to the R-drone, moving along. Sharonton behind the truck here. What will be a duo of the Suryats here, HMG on the right, Vulcan on the left. Dadarate kind of in the open there. I figure he's pretty safe there being in the open because this whole bus is blocking stuff to him unless they run, all the way like that, which doesn't seem terribly likely. You can see these camo tokens up here. This is a mistake. I originally put my Liberto there and his mine on the ground there, and then was reminded that he doesn't have infiltrate. He has forward deploy 2, so he can't go up there. So disregard those to see where he is in a minute. Here's the E-drone hiding in a corner over here. I would really like to have deployed everyone farther up, because the 8-inch mark is basically where the Ulaties is, up there. So he's back. He's faster, so he has a good chance of still getting out of it. But I don't like being so back. There just wasn't a lot of terrain to hide behind. And the 16 zone is pretty much like here, 16 zone is like right here, which is where I ended up putting the Liberto and his mine. Okay. Opponent's deployment. Starting my opponent's left flank, which is my right, we got the Order Sergeant Hacker. We got the Bulletier, which is his reserve model. It goes down there. I'll get to my reserve in a second, which is my Q drone. We got the Link, Magister, Teuton. I believe this is the Killer Hacker Santiago and another Magister over there. Moving over, we got his duo of Father Knights. This is the Assault Hacker, this is the Spitfire, and then the Fugazi. Fugazi up on a building like this is pretty much being sacrificed, right? Because he's not going to spend 2 orders to climb down. He's just going to sit up there and probably die in the Biotechvore. Maybe Flash Pulse one of my guys. But he's going first, so it should just die before it even gets to do that. Yeah, there's my reserve, which is the Q drone, kind of central there. I've been working a lot on my deploying of the Q drone, and the first thing you have to remember, which I forget a lot, is that yes, you want to set up arrows, but you don't want to set up bad arrows. You don't want them arrowing over 32 inches or within 16 if you can help it. So in this zone, he's got pretty good fields of fire, and anything that tries to get within 16 or worse yet 8 of them has to go into a big open space here, which the Dotarata is looking at. Maybe you can throw smoke into. The HMG Suryat, and you can't see it here, but he's looking kind of down this box like that. So he's got a little cover there. And very likely he was going to come around this side, against the Charonton. Okay. So we're at my opponent's first order, which is a coordinated order. And he's moving up his Hacker and his Bulletier. He just moves them up. I got nobody watching over there, so they have pretty much free reign. Hacker runs up to the side of the building here. Bot runs up to the other side of the building over there, where it peeks around, just like this, and it can see my Q drone. Now, he's in bad range because he has a Spitfire. I have Mimetism, though I don't have cover because he's coming around where I don't have any cover. So he's not on very good shots, but I'm not either because of ODD and cover. I'm in a plus bracket, though. Anyway, he puts the Q drone unconscious with one volley, which is, I was hoping it would at least cost him more orders, but it doesn't. He puts it right unconscious. I am thinking about going to fix it with my Dockworm, but he's pretty far away, so I probably won't. So then I'm hoping that he'll just finish it off. Spend another order shooting into it, but he doesn't. Now the Link of Magisters and Teuton move up. Again, nobody's really watching them, so they just kind of move up. They run up behind the Bulletier. They run up into the room. They run up to my side of the room. This room, by the way, does have a roof. We just took it off so we could run guys around inside. When they get to this doorway here, the Teuton peeks around where he can see my Flash Pulse drone. Yeah, Flash Pulse drone right here. Now the Flash Pulse drone is in cover with Mimetism, in bad range from the Teuton, but he is Blitzkill 14 in a big link, and he scores 2 crits and a hit. And the crits obviously put me unconscious too, and I make the save. This is another situation where I'm like, that's kind of okay because my Dockworm is right there, and I can fix it and get half of my one of my classifieds, as long as he doesn't finish it off. And he does not. He chooses instead to spend orders moving the Bulletier up to the other building, which is kind of in the center of the room, rolling over to this side of the building there. And pretty much with his last order, I think he coordinates the Bulletier and the Order Sergeant Hacker into a suppressive fire. All that seems fine, but he has not moved. Yeah, there's the Order Sergeant also in suppressive fire. He has not moved the Order Sergeants or the Father Knights or the Fugazi at all. One of the Father Knights, this is the Hacker, takes a wound from the Biotechvore despite his BTS 9. But to make up for that, the Fugazi makes both of its BTS saves and is still alive on top of the building. Alright, so now we're moving into Combined Army turn 1. Dotarata runs up, throws out a smoke. It's going to give me cover from the building where we've got a Magister Knight looking that way and a Magister Knight looking that way with Panzerfaust and shotguns and such. The Osnat runs up. She runs to here where the suppressive fire from this guy barely catches the Preta like that. I decide to risk it and just keep running. So they run again to about there and about there. The Preta does survive the suppressive fire this time. Gets right to there. Actually, this looks like the next order I spent. With the next order, they run up even closer. The Osnat is still hidden by the thing from the Bulletier. Bulletier suppressive fires into the Osnat again. and there's a long flash pulse there from the Fugazi on top of that roof. Trades like this, I don't usually like to engage in, because I'm going to put a chain rifle on him, right? But it's one save. He's like armor 1, he gets damage 13. He can very easily make that save. And it's very unlikely that my pet is going to survive, you know, a burst of suppressive fire from a Spitfire. And then I've just wasted orders and done nothing. So this kind of trade, I don't really like. I know a lot of people like it. Yeah, just run up, put a chain rifle on him, sacrifice your guy. In my experience, they make their save too much to make this worthy. In this case, I'm lucky, and the Bulletier does not make his save. The Preta is killed outright, and the Osnat is flash pulsed. So she just kind of fails her guts right over to here after making a gut roll for being a moron. There's an order of him unconscious. Yeah, he's dead. She'll fall over. Okay, yeah, there she is, kind of moved over a little bit, and you can see the Fugazi up here who took that shot with his flash pulse. Okay. Shorted starts to move up. I believe this was coordinated order. Maybe even been after I fixed my worm. And they're just kind of moving towards the center of the board. Yeah. The first order was spent on Doc Worm, who fixed the R drone and then moved up a little bit. And now they're all moving up with coordinated orders to get up here. The idea is for me to send Doc Worm and the R drone up here to get out of the Biotechvore and kind of out of the fight too. The fights seem to be drawing to the other side of the board. So Shroted and part of the coordinated order, I think my second one, they're moving just to the edge of the smoke. So the smoke goes to like basically something like that. I want to go as far as I can go and still stay in the smoke, which we measure, and that's where it is. Okay, so then the Shroted runs out of the smoke across there. It is seen by this Magister Knight, but not this one because of the wall here. We take a trade. He's in the open over here, but he's in a link, and nothing happens there. I might have hit him, and he saved, or just all missed. Anyway, I know that nothing happened in that interaction. Then the Liberto comes up, using his own irregular order, moves to here. Obviously, we get a delay from the suppression fire, and we get a discover from the Magister. So he moves again over to here. At which point he is discovered. You'll see the model there momentarily. This is Doc Worm and the R-Drone, again, moving their way up here. It's part of another coordinated order. This is, I guess, the Ulaties just moving it. It's probably part of the same coordinated order, just to have, yeah. There's another coordinator between the four of them. The two drones the drone, Doc Worm, Ulaties, Shroted. Shroted just kind of peeks back in over here, gets a shot on that, only burst 2 because he's in the coordinate. Again, nothing really happens in that interchange. Okay, the Suryat team moves out. As they exit the smoke right about here, they get in a firefight with that the same Magister. He rolls 2 really low rolls on his shotgun, like 2 3s, I believe, which splashes onto the second Suryat, but loses like 3 or 4 dice to the HMG, and the Magister Knight goes unconscious. The second Suryat, the Vulcan, takes 1 wound from that. This die, this little Pokemon die, is representing the Tactical Awareness Order, which I've not yet used. All right, I think that this is the use of the Tactical Awareness Order. I think it's the last order I have as well. Basically, he just moves over there, he peeks around the corner a little bit and goes prone. You'll see that there in a moment. And there's an HMG shot down this way to the Fugazi, who was up on top of that building. There's the Fugazi, and it did manage to go unconscious from the shot. Yeah, and then my Biotechvore goes off. My E-drone is put unconscious, and the Q-drone takes a second wound from it, and that is really it. The smoke will, of course, disappear. All right, so opponent's turn 2. Moving up the Father Knights. Everyone else is out of the zone except the Fugazi, who's unconscious. So his primary concern now are the Father Knights. Remember, one of them took a wound last turn with it. The hacker did, which is this guy. All right, so it takes him like 1 or 2 orders to get up to here. Peering around here, he looks into that building where the Suryat is with an HMG. He's just over 16, so I'm in my good bracket. He's also in his good bracket, so he's 4 dice on 14s to my 1 die on 13. But I've got a lot of armor and 2 wounds. His first volley, the Suryat actually wins, but bounces off the Father Knight's combined armor of 8 from cover and armor. Second volley, he wins. I make a couple armor saves. Third volley, he wins. I take a wound. I think I've spent enough orders on him there, so I attempt to fail my guts test and fall back, and I fail that. So Suryat stays there, and the 4th volley of the Spitfire kills the Suryat outright, taking him off the board. I think in his 4th volley, yeah, you see, this is me picking up the Suryat. The other Father Knight, who's the hacker, runs out in the open here. And I could have taken a shot at him and just let him unopposed shoot me, but I rather tried to stay alive, so I gave him the opposed roll, even though it didn't work out. Okay, so here the 2 Father Knights are. They're moving up into the central room. The hacker's positioning himself against this wall, which is right through the wall from my Charonted. which is pretty important, right? Because he's an assault hacker and I am a heavy infantry. The other one kind of stays on here. I think it takes a shot at the other Suryat, who makes a dodge and tucks around the corner. Yeah, you can see the other Suryat tucked around the corner there. Remember, he was peeked around here to cover. He just tucked back around there, and that was that. Here's the Shiratin, who's taken a warning to change his facing, so he's covering that side as well as that side. So now that if the Father Knight comes in, I can Plasma or Sepsitor him, or something like that. And that's pretty much where his turn ends up. He doesn't do anything on my right flank where the Liberto is. Everyone there just stares at each other. This is probably my favorite picture from this one. It's down low. You can see the Father Knight with his Spitfire right there. Right, that's the Spitfire going up like that. And I can imagine the Shiratin, the Suryat talking. Shiratin's like, all right, I got a hacker on me. Suryat's like, no problem. I'll peek around the corner, shotgun this guy. We'll send the Dotaratsai around to get the hacker. It'll be great. At which point, the Dotaratsai just runs screaming around the corner, ruining all the plans, right? He runs over to here. It's on his impetuous move. The Father Knight shoots him with a breaker pistol, and they drop smoke right between them. So all this area is going to be covered in smoke, including outside the room a little bit for the rest of the turn. That's marking where the smoke marker is, but it's on the bottom, of course. Next impetuous order is the Osnat over here, who runs up like that. She doesn't get to see anything there. Let me go back to that for a second. Because of that smoke cloud. First we ran up, we thought she could see the Father Knight, and that, but no, smoke peeks out just far enough they can't see each other. Okay, so Shiratin's active here. He peeks around the corner to look at this Magister Knight right here. Magister decides to shoot me. I decide to Sepsitor him. And the Father Knight, who's, on the other side of this wall over here, right about here, decides to assault hack with Oblivion on the Shiratin. It's pretty bad if I fail that save for that, but he's only whip 13, I'm BTS 6. I'm basically risking it to get this knight. Then I can use that knight to run over there and engage him if I get him or whatnot. And what happens is the knight rolls a 13 on his save against the Sepsitor, which is not enough. He's BTS 3, that makes it a 16 against the willpower of 16 on the Shiratin. So this knight is indeed Sepsitored. I love it. And then I say to my opponent, you really need that 13 on your assault hacker, right? Because that would be a crit. And then he proceeds to roll another 13 and isolate the Shiratin. So here's the handy Sepsitor token over here. We've got the link down to 3, one of them unconscious from the earlier engagement with the Suryat. One now Sepsitored, staring at 2 of his post friends, right? And okay, so what do I do about this? Well, Doc Worm, he's on. He's all the way on the other side of the board. It takes him 3 orders to run all the way over there, and maybe even a 4th to run over here and fix the Shiratin. Fortunately for me, I make it on the first attempt. Right, he runs over here and he fixes the Shiratin, who's no longer isolated. However, there's still the Father Knight standing over there, and he could, do attack again if I activate him. So my opponent has used the Lieutenant order on this this Father Knight with the Spitfire, so I know it's his Lieutenant. So the Dotaratsai, who's in close combat, spends an order and puts a wound on him. And I'm thinking probably the best thing to do is do that again and kill him, but we'll come back to it. So first, the Osnat runs around over here. This is us checking the smoke template. And gets in a point-blank firefight with the Assault Hacker, who's got a combi rifle against my Vulcan shotgun. He's wounded, so I use AP rounds, and she does eliminate him in 1 shot. The Dotaratsai then engages the Father Knight again. This time loses and goes unconscious to the double-action weapon. You can kind of see the unconscious marker right there. So that's fine, right? I've got Doc Worm right here. Doc Worm the Father Knight chooses to be unengaged. Not that that really matters because they're in a smoke cloud. So the Doc Worm kind of scoots over here to the Dotaratsai, scoots back a little bit, and promptly kills the Dotaratsai. That's a 17. You can't see the die there. And I had used my last command token to make the Liberto's order into a regular order to try that. So, couldn't re-roll it, and I'm out of orders. And the very angry Father Knight is right in the center of everybody right there. Okay, so my opponent's third turn, first action. The killer hacker Santiago here, it breaks the link, mainly because he doesn't want the Liberto to get free shots at somebody on the link or anything like that. Runs into close combat with my Sepsitor Magister Knight, who fires the light shotgun to splash onto the Teuton here. The result is the Teuton takes a wound and the Sepsitor Knight also takes a wound. Obviously, this guy's fine. He's hitting me with his close combat just against my 1 die. He doesn't take any damage. Okay, and then here's the Father Knight, the Spitfire. He just turns around and quickly eliminates the Osnat behind him. He's at close range, but she doesn't have any mimetism or anything, so he's still 4 dice on 14s versus her 1 die on a 17 with her Vulcan shotgun. And yeah, he kills her. I think just puts her unconscious. Maybe kills her outright. That's her unconscious marker. Okay, so it puts her unconscious. And then we get on the other side of the board, one of the Magister Knights moves up to here where the Liberto is. Liberto decides to shoot him with a shotgun because I'm 1 die on a 16 versus, 1 die on a 17 versus his 2 dice on 18s. And don't forget I could go dog it. So I'll probably bleed 2 orders from him here. Or at least that's the idea, why I'm not laying a mine. I'm just shooting him. But no, he shoots twice and does 2 wounds and totally kills the Liberto. Yes, I used the old vector operator, Extra, as my Liberto. Okay. So the same Magister Knight then peeks around the corner at the Charonted. Pretty sure he's out of Sepsiter range, so I just plasma him. And I think he tries to Panzerfaust me because he's out of good range of his shotgun. He takes 1 wound for his trouble here. Yeah, there's the 1 wound on him from the plasma. And we were like pretty much at 12 inches, maybe slightly less than 12 inches. So he runs back trying to get in good range for his last Panzerfaust round into the Charonted. But the Charonted also wins this face-to-face roll and drops the Magister unconscious. So then we go back to the Father Knight in the middle here, who steps up and shoots the Dockworm with his Spitfire. Again, he's in short range with 0s. I have cover this time, so he's on 11s. But he's 4 dice versus my 1 die on 11 with the Dockworm. So he kills it. And he doesn't want to move up to engage the Charonted. And I'm pretty sure he was out of orders at that point. So he just kind of backed off. And that's where it ended. And the Combined Army is really low on orders, right? All I have left is a Charonted. That's 1, plus his Lieutenant order, which obviously we're using. I've got a Suryat, and I've got an R-Drone. And that's it. So I only have 4 orders for the last turn. With those 4 orders, the Charonted comes up the side over here, using a Lieutenant and then a regular order. It looks like the Father Knight's looking away from me. That's just because of his sword. He's actually, covering this corner. And so he comes up over here. I plasma him. I win that face-to-face with the plasma on 17s and eliminate the Father Knight. And then spend an order on the R-Drone, who zips up over here to be within 8 inches of the enemy HVT in order to secure the HVT, because we're clearly not getting more than possibly 1 classified done. And then the Charonted is going to try In Extremis Recovery. It has 1 order left to do this, I believe. It moves over to the Father Knight Assault Hacker, does actually touch base to base. We measured it. I let my opponent measure it. Yeah, he did make it. And I roll yet another 13, which with the -3 for that objective, crits it, and he does get the objective In Extremis Recovery. All right, that brings us to the end. Combined Army was 7, which was 2 for killing more army points, 2 for having the right number of army points surviving, whatever that is there, 1 for each classified, the In Extremis and the Secure HVT, and then 1 for having more classified objectives than your opponent. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the battle report. Biotechvore, not the armory. I forgot to change that, sorry. And that's just it. It's always a fun mission, despite the fact that it seems terrible when I'm designing for it. All right, hope you like it.